Hi, welcome to Caregiver's Journey. I'm Barbara.
I'm Alan from Papa Guac's Variety Show. Papa Guac here.
Welcome. We're here to tell you today about basosquamous carcinoma. Alan was diagnosed with basosquamous carcinoma back in 2018. That's from after him having basal cell carcinoma 3 times on his shoulder. And it was biopsied, sent out, and every time it came back as basal cell carcinoma until the 4th time, where it was a major surgery. It was very large, and Alan could tell you something about it because he compares it to 3 cell phone sizes. You want to tell him?
That's what the doctor said. It was 3 cell phone sizes that they took out from my shoulder. So, I mean, if you take your standard size cell phone and stack each of these up by 3, that's how much was removed from this area. You know, I have my shirt on. The shirt's black. It's hard to see. But my shoulder is up here. But because of where they took all the other stuff, it's down here. So you can see the difference in the, what's missing. So, yeah, they took a lot of stuff. A lot of cancer. It was just growing under and going everywhere like an octopus. You know, its tentacles or whatever. Could literally feel it crawling under my skin. I literally could feel it crawling under my skin. And eventually we had it removed after several times of having it removed. But still just keeps coming back. So, and I'm still fighting with it. It still keeps coming back. So, so far this area seems to be stable, but not prior to getting into my bloodstream. And so as a result of that, the fight just continues. The battles are smaller. They're not as big, but they're still battles nonetheless. There's still challenges. And not only with the cancer itself, but with the side effects from everything, which are, pretty unbelievable. Side effects range in so many ways. It's not like one side effect or this, you expect to be maybe a little lightheaded, but, as the years go by, side effects show themselves later on. Things that you didn't have last year, all of a sudden you may have this year, because of all of this, because of the cancer and because of the radiation and because of the immunotherapy. And I didn't have chemotherapy, but for those of you who have chemotherapy, all of those things,
They all have side effects.
So they all have side effects,
But unfortunately, you're left with no option because it's either your life or going through these treatments. So the side effects are just the easier part of them, unfortunately. But that is really how it works out. Alan had, after his major surgery on his left shoulder, shortly after they discovered that it had gone into his lymph nodes. During the surgery, they discovered that it had gone into his lymph nodes. And after the surgery, they had to do another biopsy on his parotid gland because there was something showing there from the scans. And then he went through that surgery. And after that one, it went ahead and it spread to his spine. And the tumor was so large that it actually fractured his spine. I'm sorry, what?
This one first.
Which one?
The carotid.
No, that's the parotid gland.
Whatever. This was first and then the spine because we had this biopsied. And then afterwards, we had the spine biopsied.
Right. But the surgery for your parotid gland came first, and then the spine, they wanted to go ahead and put some cement, and then they decided not to do that. I had also spoken to a family friend who's an oncologist, and he also highly recommended not to do the cement. And I'm glad we didn't. Alan had radiation to the spine, and it shrunk the tumor. And still has to be careful with what he does, but at least the tumor went down. And I thought that the tumor was on the outside facing towards the back of his back, but instead it's facing his stomach area, which blew me away, to be honest with you. And then after that, let me see, about what, 2 years later?
It's because I think that people don't even consider, when you hear back, you just think that part. I don't think anybody in general thinks about the other side of the spine.
Yeah.
You just arbitrarily just think and assume when you hear back, you're just back. It's just that part that's back, not the part that's inside, but back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, it's just taken for granted. It's ignored. You don't think of it that way. I never ever thought of it that way. When they tell me it's on my L2 vertebrae, it's on my back, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling my spine, trying to figure out, okay, where's this thing at? But I can't feel it because it's on the other side, inside of me.
I will say I knew something was going on there before we even knew about it, because I saw the change in his back, and I asked him if it hurt, if something was going on. There was an indent actually on his spine on the lower part of his back, and shortly after they went ahead with scans, a PET scan actually brought it up, and that's how we found that one was there. And then in 2022, in December, they discovered that he had brain tumor, and they immediately went ahead and did the brain surgery. And then in December of 2023, they said he had leptomeningeal disease, and they told us that at that point he had 3 to 6 weeks to live. And here we are in 2026, March 31st.
The cancer had supposedly breached my blood-brain barrier, and that's it. 2 months. That's what they said.
But you're still here.
That's what they said.
Yes. And so we opened up this channel so that we could go ahead and share our journey. Of course, we're not doctors. I'm the wife, caregiver, and he is a patient, and we want to share our story with you. Sometimes you'll see us together, sometimes you'll see just me, sometimes you might just see him. But if you're interested also in watching his videos, he's on Papa Guac on YouTube. He has the Papa Guac Variety Show, and Alan has a lot of different videos with a lot of variety in them, if you'd like to go ahead and follow him there. And please remember to follow and share so that more people could know about basosquamous carcinoma. And we appreciate you watching. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.